And now, I first met, at least half of these performers at the Young Storyteller of the Year competition, which is organised by the Traditional Arts team. And through them, I got invited to come to the Morgan Library, to the wonderful Myth Stories Museum, just down the road. And seeded there, and growing into a fine sapling, were a group of storytellers that are now going by the name of Short Stories and Tall Tales. Would you welcome to the stage Joe and Jen, with the Queen with the Cold, Cold Heart.
Now, for this story, we are going to need a little bit of help from you guys.
Yes. On certain phrases, there are actions that Joe and I would like you very much to join in with. And the first one is...
Queen with the cold, cold heart. When we say the Queen with the cold, cold heart, we'd like you all to go, ah. So, the Queen with the cold, cold heart.
Ah. And the next one is the Queen's three daughters. They are the Princess with the coal in her nose, the Princess with the coal in her throat, and the Princess with the coal in her chest. So, the Princess with the coal in her nose, the Princess with the coal in her throat, and the Princess with the coal in her chest.
And they lived in a palace, and like all good palaces, they had palace guards. So when we say palace guards, we want you to go, halt! Who goes there? So, palace guards.
Halt! Who goes there?
And in all stories, there is, of course, a baddie. So in this one, we have the evil wizard. And when I say the evil wizard, we would like to go, so the evil wizard. And the evil wizard has his magic wand. And when we say magic wand, we would like to go, zap! So the evil wizard, and his magic wand, zap!
And with all good stories, there is a hero. And when we say hero, we want you to go, tarantara! Hero.
Tarantara!
And the hero has a magic item. He has a magic bottle. And when we say magic bottle, we want you to go, So the hero, tarantara, with his magic bottle, also had a noble steed. And when we say noble steed, we want you to go, galloping, galloping, galloping. So that is the Queen with the cold, cold heart. Her three daughters, the Princess with the cold in her nose, Princess with the cold in her throat, and the Princess with the cold in her chest. The palace guards.
Halt! Who goes there?
The evil wizard. His magic wand. Zap! The hero.
Tarantara!
His magic bottle. And his noble steed. And that is all we need for this story. And so now we can begin. For this is the tale of the Queen with the cold, cold heart. And there was a time where she didn't have the cold, cold heart. She had a warm, warm heart. And she ruled over a land that was merry and happy. The birds were singing, the people were singing, and the children would play games all year round.
And the evil wizard looked down from the twisty-turny mountain on which he lived and decided that he didn't like all this happy, singing, dancing, children playing, birds tweeting, lovey-doveyness. And he decided to cast an evil spell on the kingdom. And so he took his magic wand,
Zap! And he took his horse and he rode down and down and down and down the mountain he lived on, up to the palace, where the palace guards,
halt! Who goes there?
Went, halt! Who
go,
see, we didn't say palace guards.
Halt! Who goes there?
We just said that they went, halt! Who goes there? We will be aiming to trick you out sometimes. And he laughed. The evil wizard laughed at the palace guards. Halt!
Who goes there?
With a and he pulled out his magic wand. Zap! And he went. Zap! And he turned the palace guards.
Halt! Who goes there?
To stone. and he rode past them to the throne room where the queen with the warm, warm heart was sitting, and he pulled his magic wand, zap, from his pocket, and it went zap! And the queen felt her heart grow cold, and she became the queen with the cold, cold heart.
Oh. Over a hill, through a valley, and across a desert, there lived a boy, a very, very special boy. A boy who could potentially be a hero.
Tarantara!
He was very interested in marrying a princess. And so he'd heard about the princesses who lived in the kingdom of the queen with the cold, cold heart. And in the days of technology, he decided to send the queen with the cold, cold heart an email.
Dearest queen with the cold, cold heart. I am emailing you to ask about marrying one of your 3 daughters. If you didn't know who I am the hero,
Tarantara!
And I really do not mind which daughter of yours I marry, whether it is the princess with the cold in her nose, the princess with the cold in her throat, or the princess with the cold in her chest. But I would very much like to meet them all and choose them. Greatest thanks, the hero.
Tarantara!
And with a whoop,
Waiter! Waiter!
yes, madam.
I appear to have an email. How do I open it?
Click any key.
Where's the any key?
I mean, click a key. It doesn't matter which one. Any of the keys.
I see. Thank you.
I wonder why I'm in this job.
Queen with cold, cold heart. Many thanks. The hero.
Tarantara!
Well, I better reply to that. Dear hero.
Tarantara!
I'm very interested in your interest in my daughters. I would very much like to meet with you. Please come at once. I live across the desert, through a valley, over a hill, and you should see my kingdom there. Much love, the queen with the cold, cold heart.
That came quite quick. Mummy!
Yes, hero dear?
Tarantara! I'm going on a quest.
Oh, goody, where to?
Off to a kingdom far, far, far away, across a desert, through a valley, over a hill, where there are princesses.
I see. Well, I know you're a big hero,
Tarantara.
You know what your grandmother says.
What did Granny say?
Even though you're a big hero,
Tarantara.
you must never leave home without your magic bottle.
My magic bottle?
Yes, your magic bottle. Shall I go and get your magic bottle?
I think you really should go and get my magic
I
bottle.
shall go and get your magic bottle.
But Mummy, won't I drop my magic bottle?
Not if you put it in the saddlebag of your noble steed.
That's a good idea, Mummy.
There you go.
I'll go and do that now. In the saddlebag of my noble steed.
Yes.
Done that, Mummy. Can I go now?
Mummy needs a kiss before you go.
But I'm a big hero.
Tarantara.
All that jazz.
I don't care how big a hero
Tarantara.
you are never too big to kiss your mummy goodbye.
True. Suppose, Mummy. Ooh.
Good picture.
And with that, the hero,
Tarantara.
rode out across a desert, through a valley, over a hill, to the kingdom of the queen with the cold, cold heart. And he rode up to where the palace guards, halt,
Who goes there?
were, but they were still stone, so he did not go, halt, who goes there? And he rode past them to the throne room of the queen with the cold, cold heart.
And the queen was so pleased at the hero
Tarantara.
arrival that she commissioned a festival with feasting and dancing and singing and stories and a lot of drinking.
And with all this merriment, there was a lot of noise, and the noise travelled up the spirally mountain the evil wizard lived upon. He didn't like this at all. He'd set a spell with his magic wand. Zap!
Zap!
This was going against it. How could that happen? So he rode back down and down and down and down the spiraling mountain he lived on, past the palace guards.
Halt! Who goes there?
Into the throne room where he saw the queen with the cold, cold heart. And the hero,
Trantara!
Who do you think you are?
I am the hero.
Trantara!
Who the devil are you?
I am the evil wizard. And I am going to zap you with my magic wand.
Zap!
But just as the wizard reached for his magic wand, zap! The hero,
Trantara!
had grabbed his magic bottle. And he uncorked his magic bottle. And the wizard was sucked inside. Thank you.
And with this, the queen with the cold, cold heart felt her heart begin to thaw. And she became the queen with the warm, warm heart again. And her princesses no longer had problems with their noses, their throats, and their chests. And the prince was made with princesses, and the hero,
Tara,
did marry one, but we don't know which, because that would be unfair on the other princesses to say, which two were told they weren't good enough for this hero.
Trantara.
But one thing we do know, ladies and gentlemen, is that the magic bottle with the evil wizard inside was placed in the cook's cabinet. And over time, that cabinet became colder and colder and colder, until eventually the cook was using it to keep her frozen peas in. And that is how the freezer was invented. Thank you.
Short stories. I'm sure you've worked out which way round they are, and we'll have more from them later on.